From the shores of Lake Geneva in Switzerland, it's the Geneva Auto Show 2010. See the latest from Mini, Volvo, Jaguar, Nissan, Alfa Romeo, and a lot more. Even a three-wheeler from Canada. It's Geneva 2010 on Car Business. Geneva is a Swiss city known for government agencies and high prices. The famous water spout is blasting away, and the ferry boats are running back and forth across the harbor precisely on time. This is the 80th year for the famous auto show, which takes place in the exhibition halls out near the airport, all under the Swiss flag of neutrality.
Ah, Geneva, the most international of auto shows. I like this one because it's not in the Americans' backyard or the Germans or the Japanese. This is where you can come and look at automotive innovation and put your national hostilities aside. Yes, Geneva. What is this?
Well, I thought, this is an international city. Everybody's got a flag somewhere in front of a house. And, the committee, the International Olympic Committee is just up the road in Lausanne. I thought I'd show the flag for Canada this time around. Woohoo!
Well, let's see what we can find for Canada.
Well, Europeans like their cars small, so Geneva seemed the right place to launch the smallest SUV on the market.
Mini back there's one stuck on the wall, has been a big success for BMW. They've been selling, 220,000 of these a year around the world, except for last year.
Yep, sales were down last year, big global recession 2009. So what do you do in the car business when sales go down?
You bring a new model out.
And that's the Countryman.
That's a station wagon.
And it's got four-wheel drive. Take a look. Wolfgang, why does Mini need a new giant Mini?
Mini is a brand which has in mind to grow, and you may remember the launch of Mini in the relaunch in the year 2001. Since then, we have grown the Mini brand. Around about every 2 years, we brought in a new model, and now we are launching the fourth member of the Mini product family.
Yes, but a sport utility Mini, to me, it confuses the whole idea of what a Mini is. Mini's little, it's sporty, it's park it in Paris, not go to Spain or something.
To Spain? Oh, I'm a big fan of Spain. Why shouldn't we go to Spain?
Well, the countryside and all that. Do you need a four-wheel drive Mini?
Yes, this is exactly the point. We have learned from our customer base that the customer, our community, they love the Mini hatch, for example. But sometimes, if the family grows or our community grows, they need a little bit more space. Not too much, but a little bit more space. And therefore we said, okay, let's offer them a new Mini, a new member of the Mini family. And this is the Mini Countryman.
As well as the Mini, BMW was launching something larger, the new 5 Series, the foundation of the Bimmer brand. They'll sell a bunch in Canada, but Ian Robertson is responsible for BMW sales all over the world.
BMW in Canada was pretty excited because they sold 20,000 cars there last year, but in a global sense, to compare with your markets in the US or Germany or China, we're pretty small.
Yeah, but lots of markets around the world are around that number. Some of them, like India, which is another growing market, is only 4,000. Brazil, which is another growing market, is only 7,000. So Canada's in a really good position.
But you're in a good position in China. You manufacture in China and the brand is established in China. How big is that going to be?
Well, that's a really interesting question. And one of the things that we're continually doing is reevaluating the plan, because the difference between a good and a bad year in the traditional markets is 5 or 10%. China's been growing at 25% over the last few years. Now, we had a manufacturing facility that was established for 30,000. We're now ramping that upwards to 45,000. We're cutting a new factory, greenfield site, which will take it to 100,000, and we have the opportunity to take that to 300,000. So step by step, we will move towards China, I think, being one of the top 3 markets in the world.
But country risks. People still think about China turning off the tap one morning when the central policymakers decide to do so.
You know, that's something that we're always conscious of, and clearly the Chinese government has policy infrastructure which is less predictable than maybe the US or the Europeans or the Japanese. But having said that, you know, they're very interested in economic development. And the economic development is now employing, you know, tens of thousands of people in making automobiles. And I think that that is a really good position for the industry to move forward as well in the eyes of the government.
Well, here's another world premiere of an SUV in Geneva. This one's from Kia.
Please welcome the all-new Kia 2011 Sportage. The all-new Sportage is a leap forward. It's a bold choice for the compact crossover segment, a choice that could only come from Kia. And if it reminds you of our award-winning Q concept shown at the 2007 Detroit Auto Show, then you have some insight into how we approach concept cars. The new Sportage successfully blends the key features of a utility vehicle, a race ground clearance, a commanding driving position, and a heightened sense of security, with a sleek and urban-friendly design and global appeal.
The Kia Sportage, or Sportage as you call it, is getting a lot of attention over there.
You know, big seller in Canada, you know, that compact SUV.
And cheap, they were 20 grand.
And it came with airbags and stability control. This is a critically important car for Kia, because that's where Canadians buy their station wagons, and that's what this is, a family station wagon.
And I will give them credit. It looks so much better than the old Sportage did.
It's not a big challenge, though. Steve, this new Sportage is a global design.
It is indeed, yeah. The original concept was the coupe that was shown at Detroit Motor Show 3 years ago. The exterior has been designed by the Californian design studio. The interior work was all done here in Europe at Frankfurt, and the head studio back in Korea did some of the fine details and finishing off.
So Kia's design capabilities are truly global, and I'm not sure everybody understands how global this company is.
I think so, you know, because we've not been on a lot of people's radar in the last few years. Yeah, you know, the company now has factories producing on every major continent. We've got design and engineering right around the world, from America through Europe, back to Korea, and even in Japan.
Over at Volvo, the second generation S60 was getting its world debut. The new executive sedan shows Volvo's new design language and has new safety features, including pedestrian detection, which automatically hits the brakes if a pedestrian is detected getting really close.
You used to be able to sell Volvo on safety, almost safety alone, but now that's a given in the industry, which I think makes design more important.
It is a given in some ways, but the way Volvo's approaching it now is much more on the active systems rather than just the passive. We still very much have the passive systems intact, but now with things like city safety and with this car, the launch of the pedestrian safety, there's enormous steps to create, I think, a real feeling of well-being for the driver, knowing that the car will look after them in many, many awkward situations.
Finally, let's go over to the stand of Chrysler's new owner, Fiat, where the new Alfa Romeo Giulietta was getting star treatment.
Now behind us, Cato, is that the Alfa Romeo that the great Sergio Marchionne is going to bring to North America?
Sort of. What the engineering underneath there, that's new engineering, the global premiere here, small car platform. On top of it, they're going to put Chrysler bodies and sell them in Chrysler Dodge dealerships. So that's the future of Chrysler Fiat.
Are they going to sell them as Chryslers or as Dodges or as Alphas or as Fiats?
All of the above, right? Because that's the way the auto industry works. You have basic mechanical engineering bits and pieces, platforms, and then you put different top hats, sort of like that, on every one.
Lots more from Geneva right after the break.